Talent's mission is to promote global economic growth by empowering international communities to reach their full potential while increasing cross-fertilization among different cultures, businesses, and people.
Specifically, Talent patent-pending lending model allows both borrowers and lenders to get attractive interest rates while contributing to global economic and social growth through a P2P lending platform.
Let's start by understanding the opportunity. Over the past 10 years, 25% of engineering and technology companies have been partially founded by immigrants with an entrepreneur drive. Foreign nationals in the United States have contributed to 24% of all international patent applications. The majority of these talents have completed their degrees in American schools. It is also estimated that the economic impact of international students in the US totals over $14 billion every year. Recently, a significant portion of international students are choosing other destinations such as Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia to complete their higher education degrees due to increasing tuition costs in the US, scarcity of reliable lending options that don't require students to have credit history, a cosigner, or collateral, and tighter immigration policies.
Talent provides an alternative lending model that allows international students to borrow money without the need of a US cosigner and at an attractive interest rate. On the other hand, Talent investors are able to earn a higher return than existing lending options while supporting the prospective student.
Now let's see how the Talent model works. Padma is a prospective student from India who wants to study in the United States. She is interested in studying in the US but is not sure she can afford the tuition cost and doesn't have a relative or friend in the US who can serve as a cosigner for a loan. She decides to apply for a Talent loan while she submits her admissions application to the school. In her application,
Padma expresses her willingness to pay 50% of tuition as tuition advancement and borrow the remaining 50% via a Talent loan. Then Talent, by using its proprietary model, provides Padma with a matrix that guides her on the minimum amount of funds needed from friends and family to continue with the loan process, and it also shows how different levels of investment from friends and family can improve her loan's interest rate. Based on this matrix, Padma decides to invite different friends and family members via the Talent site.
Friends and family investors are happy to help Padma with her education and get an interest rate higher than the savings rate. They go into the Talent site and transfer 5% of tuition towards Padma's tuition loan. Additionally, Sid Gupta, an alum who came to the US 5 years ago from India, checks Padma's profile in Talent's site and sees that her potential is huge.
He also decides to commit funds towards Padma's tuition. By doing this, Gupta helps a prospective student and receives an attractive return on his investment. Once these rounds of pledges are completed and meet the minimum amount required to continue with the process, Talent will send final information with total amount of tuition covered by friends, family, and other investors, as well as their terms and conditions. Then the partnering lending institutions will be funding the remaining portion of the loan.
With all the funds received through this process, Padma is able to continue her education.
After graduation, Padma decides to stay in the US for a couple of years and then return to her home country to start a new international business, contributing to overall economic growth. This is a win-win situation where Padma gets her affordable loan while friends and family and external investors are able to get a return on their contributions toward Padma's education and ultimately strengthening social and professional networks.